Good evening, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Let me see in the chat where you're joining me from. It's Tuesday, so it's got to be Tuesday with Tonya. Hello, I see people from all over the place. Let me see in the chat so everyone else can know. All right, Lawrence in Maryland. What part of Maryland? I'm in Columbia. We got Mick in Arkansas, Sean in Akron, Ohio. I'm sorry. Okay, you're in Bowie, so you're not far from me. I am in Columbia. Welcome, welcome, neighbor. Where's everyone else joining us from? Y'all might as well get those chats out because we're going to be using them this whole session. All right, James is in Elkridge, Maryland. Wanda Lester in Pennsylvania. You're in Lehigh Valley, right? All right, where's everyone else joining us from? Ooh, at, at, at Cook Keek, Maryland. I don't know how to pronounce that one. That's a new one for me. I don't even know where that's at. So let me know whereabouts in Maryland that is. Okay, Manchester, PA. All right. Well, hello, everyone. That is one of my favorite songs, Closer to My Dreams. I hope all of you are getting closer to your dreams. That is what this is all here for. Okay, in PG County. That's easy. I know PG County. I hope everyone here is too getting closer to their dreams. And as always, we start this call off with our mantra to make sure that we are in the right frame of mind, we're in the right mindset when we're getting access to this information that has the ability to change our lives financially right now and for generations to come. So join me by typing in the chat, wealth is my birthright. Wealth is my birthright. Type it in the chat so I know you receive it, you feel it. Well, let me get these letters together. Wealth is my birthright. All right, I see you. I see you guys are with me. You hear me, you feel me, and you receive it. Yes, yes, yes. Wealth is my birthright. Hello, everyone. I am so happy that you're here. I know everyone had other things that they could be doing, but you're taking this time for yourself, for your family, for your legacy to get this information that can change lives. Okay. All right. I see you, Joseph. And Joseph is in Kuwait. I just love every time I see him on here. It is probably 3 a.m. right there in Kuwait right now. And he has just the hunger for knowledge and information. And he sets his alarm, wakes up, gets on here, and listens to this information. Freedom, opportunity, and prosperity. Yes, Nick, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So tonight it's going to be interactive in the chat because I want to know where you guys are, what you need from me, what you're feeling. And so, as always, please make sure you have something to write with pen and paper because as we're going through this information, there's going to be a ton of information I'm giving you in a very short period of time. That's number one. Number two, put your questions in the chat but then also write them down. So we'll make sure that they get addressed and answered, even if it's not on this call. You know, I do Q&A, so I make sure that I answer previous questions on the Q&A to make sure everyone has the answers and it's recorded for everyone's benefit. So I am Tanya Lawrence, the blockchain queen, and we are on the inner circle every Tuesday at 7 p.m. I'm either going live giving information or doing a Q&A the first, second, and third Tuesday of the month. The first and the third is where I give information like tonight. The second Tuesday, I do a Q&A. And that third Tuesday is reserved, I mean, that last Tuesday is reserved for my altcoin club. That is another club for people who are saying, I really want to take my portfolio to the next level. And I work with them specifically on building out portfolios. So some of the things that we're going to talk about tonight, they have already had in their portfolio from previous discussions. So they really get the upper hand on information and they've taken my class, they understand my concepts, what I like to share with people, and to make sure we're all on the same accord. So, yes, Wanda, we're going to get to that coin in just a moment here. She asked me about the Trump coin. All right, so I have a ton of notes here, and let me see. I have a PowerPoint too. That's going to help me stay on track. Give me a second, guys. Let me pull this up. I was giving y'all some mood music to make sure you were getting closer to your dreams and forgot to pull up my PowerPoint. Sorry about that. Okay, so got this PowerPoint. Let me share it with you guys. Mm, mm, mm. Okay, here we go. All right, so chats are open. Please keep texting in there questions that you have, and we're going to go right through these slides. Let me make sure I have the chat so I can see it. All righty. And hi, Boomy, I see you jumped in there. Tell us where you're from, where you're joining us from. So tonight we're going to talk about emerging trends and promising projects for 2025. It is a new year. In many ways, not just fiscally. It is a new year with all the things that are happening for our economy, all the things that are happening for our electoral system. And so there is a lot changing, and it's going to impact all of us, every single one of us, in many ways. Today, Dr. Rox, close your ears. She's my new nutritionist. Today, my husband opted for us to eat out. It was healthy. Mine was healthy, though. I had some jerk salmon and cabbage, but the owner of the restaurant said, and he is just, they have a stellar business here in Columbia, Maryland. He said that they may need to go out of business because they are a Caribbean restaurant and they won't be able to afford the tariffs on their products that they import and their oxtails. Um, when you start talking brass tacks and how that impacts everyday businesses, that's probably about 10 jobs lost just from that small business. He also talked about the fact that his doctor told him today that his diabetes medicine should be going from $35 to $600 a month. So with the potential impact of him closing his business and losing his revenue, the cost of his medicine going up, he was kind of in a tailspin, and that's not usually his personality. And so we just talked to him. My husband talked to him about other things that he can do to invest and make his money work for him while he's trying to figure it out. And so when you're looking at and hearing about these projects and these opportunities, guys, I want you to look at it from a global aspect, not just how you can make your portfolio grow, but how is the economy going to change? How are industries going to change? What do I need to be thinking about so that I am clear and present with my lifestyle, my career, my children? I have a grandson, so I'm already thinking about his career, what careers he gets to really push forward in, because a lot of the things that we've expected will be a thing of the past. They are going to be wiped out and replaced with blockchain technology and AI. And it's not something to be afraid of if you're knowledgeable. And so we're using this time to get educated on this information. And I will say, we here as a people have been resilient. We've seen hard times before. We learned how to take scraps and make it a banging ass soul food meal. And so we just have to remain resilient and look at what's happening, keep our eyes open, and most importantly, educate those around us, bring them into the fold so that because if your neighbor's hurting, you're hurting. If your neighbor's grass is all up around the door and the roof is caving in, the windows are falling apart, it brings down your property value. So what happens to your neighbor happens to you. And so this information, guys, is not just for you. Please take notes. Please understand as much as you can. If you feel like you don't understand something, don't ever be ashamed to ask a question, because that is exactly why we are here. All right. So I am getting off my soapbox. Let me see. Boo Man, you are am Darwin, new to the group. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And you're from VA Martinsville. Well, thank you. Mick says 84,000 jobs will collapse it's going to be way more than 84,000 jobs collapsing in 2025. But yes, the job scenario is looking bleak, but we don't have to be, okay? So we can be optimistic here in this space, knowing that we have an opportunity, we have a way to make a way. All right, so welcome to Tuesdays with Tonya. I'm the blockchain queen. I'm going to help you discover some of the latest altcoins and projects you need to be looking at and paying very close attention to. And I want to empower you with this knowledge that can completely change the way your year looks, the way your next 5 generations look. All right. This cryptocurrency market can still be volatile. I know everyone's optimistic and excited, but I still need you to be educated so you don't get any fool's gold. And that you are doing things that can help you, your portfolio grow, and then still understand that currencies, just like stocks, go up and down. But what you're going to learn is how to identify currencies and projects that have the ability to have some staying power. All right, come on, PowerPoint. All right, so big picture, some of the emerging trends for 2025, and you can take a screenshot as well as taking your notes. There's going to be a rise in layer two solutions. And you know, guys, I will give you the jargon, but I'm also going to make it easy to understand. So there are layer two projects that you need to know about, and a couple of them are called Arbitrum and Optimism. They reduce the blockchain congestion and fees while enhancing scalability. When you think about layering, I want you to think about the updates on your cell phone, right? You get your iPhone. Who's my iPhone people? Right? You get your iPhone and then boom, there's an update. You have your Android, boom, there's an update. Your base phone that you get is cool, it's operating, but technology changes. And so consider those updates. There's layer one and layer two updates. Layer one updates will be a certain type of upgrade on your cell phone or a certain type of upgrade on the blockchain. Layer two is going to be a different type. Okay. So these two projects you want to keep your eye out for and start listening out for Arbitrum and Optimism. All right. And so they are going to help the blockchain move faster and are going to help reduce fees. When we're talking about these companies, again, we need to understand these are just companies like every other company around the globe. We hear about companies, we know about companies. Some of you may have had Party City in your stock portfolio. Party City is going out of business. All right, because they didn't pay attention to the trends. They didn't watch how Amazon was taking over delivery service. They didn't get on that train. We all used to go to Blockbuster. Blockbuster was offered the opportunity to buy, what's that called? Somebody help me. Netflix. They said no, it'll never work. Nobody's going to watch movies over the internet. Blockbusters is out of business because they didn't pay attention to the trends and they didn't jump on board with the trends and the scalability of people having access to watch a movie at home. Okay. So there are companies that are around right now that may not be around in the future. People who jumped in early on with blockchain before it got to the New York Stock Exchange and made a ton of money because they got into that project before it hit the stock exchange. And then, usually, when a company goes onto a blockchain or a stock exchange, the value is going to go up significantly on day one, the first 24 to 72 hours. Everyone who was in it before, not everyone, but yes, everyone is going to take a majority of their portfolio and pull that money out because that's when they're going to realize the most significant gains and the most significant returns on their money. The same thing happens with crypto. So you got companies, again, like Blockbuster, who was around. They started building franchises. They got popular. They went and then went on the New York Stock Exchange. Boom, you were able to buy stock. A lot of us, we only found out about the ability to have a piece of that company way after it was on the stock exchange. They didn't call us to say, hey, this is a pre IPO opportunity. Come in as a qualified investor and get some stock in this company. So we found out about things way later, and we got a chance to maybe make a 10% return a year on that stock. Okay. Here is the opportunity to find out about companies before companies get on the equivalent of the New York Stock Exchange, which would be like Coinbase, the Coinbase exchange. Okay. So the first ones that you need to look out is for the rise of layer two solutions, those upgrades to the blockchain. All right. Number two is DeFi evolution. DeFi is decentralized finance. Okay. And so those are the protocols that go into moving money and lending and incorporating things like real estate assets, and bonds. Gosh, I'm sorry I didn't pull up the name of the city, but there was a municipality recently that did its very first municipal transaction using crypto-backed bonds. This may sound like a whole bunch of hogwash to all of you, but whenever your city is doing a project, they need to redo the roads, they need to build a school, the city is building a hospital, the city is building a new municipal building, they get bonds. That is how they finance those transactions. Those bonds usually come from a myriad of places, but it's in the format of a bond, a municipal bond. For the first time ever, a municipality got a municipal bond that wasn't money from a bank, it was cryptocurrency. That is earth shattering. That is like a really big deal. So you want to stay and pay attention to the evolution of how money will take place, how money will be moved, how money will not be needed from the banks. Who does that impact? Everybody working at the bank. It impacts every single one of us that have a bank account, because now that little penny ass 0.001% that they were giving you on a CD, because their profits are going to be lower, your profits are going to be lower. All right. So those high yield savings, those other high yield investment accounts that they offered may start to come down, just like they did after the housing recession, just like they did after the pandemic. So your eyes need to be open that these things are happening to the bank. They're losing opportunities to participate in money. And so it's going to impact how they treat us. Okay. So understand that's happening. Gaming and number three, gaming and metaverse integration. Oh my goodness, your kids, your grandkids, some of you, right? There may be some gamers on here playing games and earning tokens, or platforms like Immutable X. That is one you can write down, are bringing crypto to mainstream audiences. This is significant. Our kids already play video games. They already get tokens from whatever video game that they're playing. Why not start pointing them in the direction of video games that have tokens that have real money behind them? Now, these will be the kids. Have anybody in the chat? Let me see if you heard my podcast that I found from 2019. I was so excited to find that the lady told me she had lost it, and then I Googled my maiden last name and I found it. So if you saw it, put it in the chat podcast. If not, I will make sure I share the link with you guys. But I talked about how there will be teenagers in the future that are sitting at home playing video games, and they are tokenizing their winnings, turning that into cold hard cash. They will be multi millionaires, and those will be the people that we get car loans from, that we get, well, not this group, because I'm gonna set y'all up, y'all gonna be able to finance your own stuff, but other people will get car loans from, they will get mortgages from, other people will get business loans from these teenagers that got all this money from playing video games and gaming in the metaverse. And let me see who out here saw that or heard that. Okay, Dr. Rocks heard the podcast. All right, guys, that one was a really good one because I was like, "Woo, I was smart." Back in 2019, I told people all this was coming, and now they're finally starting to see it. All right, and then we have number four, regenerative finance, refi. This is the blockchain diving into sustainability efforts with projects like Klima DAO, write that one down, KLIMA DAO, focused on carbon credits. We know we have a very big problem with climate change. I was on Facebook today posting something and I saw someone, and I should have uh, tagged her so that I remember to get back to her. But I saw someone asking what companies, what nonprofits in the DMV are working on climate change. And I was like, oh, I need to go post this before I forget. And boom, I forgot to get back to her. But guys, people are actively looking for solutions for climate change. And so regenerative finance, refi. So think about solar energy, wind, all of these other types of renewable energies and carbon credits that can be put together. There are actual projects on the blockchain that will be working on that specifically. What this also does, guys, is if you have a passion for something, you can find your niche in blockchain technology. You can find your niche in crypto and start to research that information and find out what coins, what blockchains are geared towards what you are interested in so that you can start to look at those projects and figure out which ones you want to invest in early on. Interpolar polarability, that's a mouthful. So there are projects and blockchains like Polkadot and Cosmos. They enable seamless blockchain communication. What does that mean? So Bitcoin was the very first application on the blockchain. Since then, other blockchains were developed. We have the Ethereum blockchain, we have the Binance blockchain. The issue is those blockchains sometimes didn't communicate with each other, and you couldn't send coins from one blockchain to another. So I talked to you about this in the class in the 101 Bitcoin 101 basics, how to send crypto and how to be careful where you send your crypto so it doesn't go into the crypto ether space and never lands anywhere because you didn't send it to the right blockchain. Okay. So with interpolarability, it's going to give the ability for the blockchains to talk and communicate with each other seamlessly. How think about how that applies in real life. You're in a DMV area, and or let's say you're from Pennsylvania like me, and you go to Hershey Medical Center, huge medical center. You go there, you have some tests done, and they say, okay, we need you to go see a specialist at Johns Hopkins. Well, their medical systems may not communicate directly. They may need to email records to someone. They may need to put your biopsy or whatever on a disc to get it over to that other facility. And instead of doing all those workarounds, like right now, you may need to exchange a coin for another coin to be able to buy a coin right on a different blockchain. What if now those two systems could talk directly, and all you have to drive is from Harrisburg to Maryland, and boom, show up at your doctor's office and they have all of your records? It would make life so much easier. That is what interpolar ability is working on, making life easier for people. And so everything that is still happening right now on the regular internet is being developed and advanced on the blockchain. That's why it's called Web 3.0. It is the next version of the internet. It's just going to take things to another level. All right. Okay, so some altcoins to watch out. Go ahead and take a screenshot of this. And this is a great segue to talk about my stance on meme coins. All right. Um, I am diabolically opposed to meme coins. I don't have money to play around with. I don't got money to waste. I do, but I don't. Okay, y'all feel me on that? I don't got money to waste. I am not wasting my money. So meme coins are essentially buying baseball cards for your favorite baseball player. Or I don't know if they got football cards. I know there's baseball cards, but let's assume that they have football cards somewhere, or baseball cards. And right now it's NFL playoffs, and you want to go buy paraphernalia or something representing your favorite team. It's a popularity contest. That's what meme coins are. Meme coins have no use case. The Trump coin is a meme coin, has no use case. The Melania coin that just came up because Trump's was so successful. Now, Trump's coin's been around since the last time he ran for office. I talked about it years ago, and laughed at it because it was like, okay, it's based on the popularity of an individual, and people went out and bought it because they didn't know better. All right. And so now there is not only the Trump coin, there's the Melania coin. We saw on social media over and over again people complaining because they saw that it was going up, it was doubling. They boom, they went and they bought some. And then, I don't know, by the morning of the inauguration, all of the big investors had their little powwow conversation, boom, took their coins out, and people saw significant losses in their portfolios. Now, it's not like a regular coin where you're going to see the value go up and down, just like a stock, because there will be developments, there will be new technology, there will be enhancements, there are other factors that go into the value of the currency. Meme coins are strictly based on popularity. Okay. Can someone, everybody, put that in the chat? You put meme or popularity. I need y'all to hear me on this. Meme coins are based on popularity. So when you are looking at a cryptocurrency, you could go Google the word, Google the cryptocurrency very easily, and it will tell you, usually within the first sentence, if it's a meme coin, MEME. If you are following my principles on building portfolios that are sustainable, I stay away from them. That's my thought. You could do whatever you want. Everyone's grown here, but I am not coaching anyone to waste their money. Okay. All right. So, one of the first coins we're going to talk about is Polygon. Now, just like with stocks, every coin has a ticker symbol. Okay. So, it's important when you write down the name of the coin, you also write down the name of the ticker symbol. Ticker symbols can be the same for multiple companies. All right, so everyone knows Facebook. Everyone knows what Facebook is, who Facebook is. When you go to buy stock in their company, the name of their ticker symbol is ABC, the letters ABC. Well, if you look up just ABC and you just buy the first one there or whatever pops up because you're not really paying attention, you just heard it, you got to buy ABC stock. Well, there may be an educational company called ABC123, and they have the same ticker symbol called ABC. So it's important if you're looking for a cryptocurrency, don't just go and look for MATIC, MATIC. You have to make sure that it's Polygon because there may be a MATIC and the name of that may be Holy MATIC. There may be one that's called Trumatic. You know, there may be several different coins that have a ticker symbol called MATIC, MATIC. Okay. So please, 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 please make 10 notes, highlight it, circle it. Make sure that's a point that you pay attention to because I've done it several times. Ms. LaToya Landry on here made a comment on someone talking about me in a podcast that I was on a few weeks ago. And she made a comment saying, that I teach from experience, and I do 100%. 8 years in this space, I've messed up everything. I've screwed up. I've made mistakes, and I'm really trying to help people avoid them. All right. So, MATIC, Polygon MATIC is a layer two technology on Ethereum. If anyone has used Ethereum, that one is a smart contract blockchain. That's their focus. Well, their fees are really high, right? And so one of the things that they're working on is lowering the fees. And so they're working on that through the development of their blockchain. And so they're partnering with huge companies such as Disney and Meta. When you see companies that have partnerships, strategic partnerships with other large companies, that is kind of that extra layer of credibility that they need to say, yes, they're going to do something because they have two big companies that want to see them succeed. Okay. Chainlink, ticker symbol link. They're pioneering the blockchain oracles, expanding cross-chain interpolarability. Remember, we just talked about that. Interpolarability is the ability for something on the Ethereum blockchain to be easily converted to a coin that's on the Bitcoin blockchain. Right now, that doesn't happen so easily. There's a few steps you got to take. And if you just try to send a coin that's on the Ethereum blockchain over to a coin that's on the Bitcoin blockchain, that money will go nowhere. All right. So there's a couple steps you got to take with this advancement of Chainlink and their technology. They're going to try to make that seamless. So cross-chain interpolarability protocol, CCIP, is a technology you want to write down, circle, and start looking for. If you see coins that are talking about that and that's something they're working on, that's something you want to pay attention to and have in your portfolio. Aptos, APT. It's a high performance layer one blockchain aiming for speed, scalability, and reliability. So when I first got Bitcoin, back in 2016, we were sitting on a Zoom like this, and a friend had me download an app. I downloaded it in seconds. They didn't need any ID. You didn't need a email address, a password, nothing. You literally just downloaded the app. I mean, we were prehistoric back then. I pulled up the QR code scanner. He put his QR codes on the screen. I scanned it with my phone. Boom, he sent me crypto. Things moved instantaneously, like milliseconds back then. But as more and more people started to use the blockchain, and you have nodes, we talk about this in the course, those nodes need to confirm, those are the same as the bank tellers. They need to confirm that someone has enough money in this account to get to this account before they actually send it and release it. And if you don't, everyone knows the truth. Everything's on the blockchain. Everybody can see it. So there's no saying, oh, I tried to send it or I sent it to you. Nope, because the hash, the receipt will tell you all the business. It'll tell you it went out or it didn't go out. And if it went out, where it went out and what wallet it went to. So you can see everything. When you have millions and millions of people working on the blockchain, sending cryptos back and forth, and different computers trying to do those calculations to say, yes, they have enough money, it slows the system down. And so the slowing down of the system, the increase of the prices, though that's what layer one block, or excuse me, not the increase of the prices, but the slowing down of the system is what the layer one blockchain enhancements are working on. Okay. So Aptos is going to be big for Bitcoin. It's going to be big for other companies that have huge scalability and they still have room to grow and people want to grow on those blockchains. They need companies like Aptos to fix that. All right. So think about it like with cars. All right. Let's say you have um, any car. What do we need? We need oil changes. So having Jiffy Lubes that will, or I don't even know. I don't take my car to the shop. Those little places where you could drive in and you stay in the car and they pull the oil out, they change it, they wipe the windows, do everything, and you could drive out 20 minutes later. You never had to get out to the car. Those companies are successful because they're servicing a need that everybody has if they have a vehicle and they're doing it for you quickly, no appointment needed, no getting out the car. So when you look at companies like Aptos, they're servicing a need that every single person will need because they will have access to Bitcoin on the blockchain at some point. Guys, right now, when we're talking about scalability, only 3% of the global population even has a cryptocurrency wallet. So you guys are at the very, very, very beginning. And I know sometimes you may feel like, oh man, Bitcoin's over 100,000 a coin. I missed it. You did not. We got so much room to grow. Okay. Another one, Arbitrum, ARB. It's a layer two scaling for Ethereum. Remember, I talked about Ethereum's fees being very high. They are working to lower those fees and get a very much, very quicker, or not very quicker, get a quicker throughput. They want to make sure that when you go to that teenager who has those tokens and you want to buy a house and you need the deed for the house, that it can happen in seconds on the Ethereum blockchain because it's moving faster and they want the fees to be lower for you. So ARB is another coin that you want to pay attention to. All over the news, you hear about Hedera, HBAR. Um, it is very unique and it has a hash graph technology that for sustainable applications in supply chain and energy. Well, what do you hear everyone talking about on the news all the time? Energy costs, sustainability, the global issues. I mean, guys, it is snowing right now in New Orleans. My baby left here last week thinking I can't wait to get out of here because he was shoveling snow in Maryland, only to go back to Xavier University in New Orleans, and it's snowing down there. They closed the interstate. It's snowing in Florida. They closed the public transportation in Louisiana. It was snowing last week in Atlanta. Fires all over the West Coast. Things are changing because of the global issues, and there has to be solutions. And so when you have companies that are in the blockchain space and trying to solve that issue so that other companies can have success, those are the companies you want to pay attention to. HBAR is way up on my list. It is a coin that you definitely, a company that you want to pay attention to and focus on highly because it's going to change what happens across the board. When you talk about supply chains, it's everything from our food that we get in, any goods that we get from any other countries, anything that you have delivered. Who else is an Amazoner? I'm trying to cut back. I'm an Amazoner. A package comes every single day. There is a supply chain that is already on the blockchain with Amazon. And what that means for us, not only is their ability to earn money because HBAR is making advancements in the supply chain, but all the people that you think about who work for Amazon, jobs are being wiped out. There are already 1 million square foot facilities around the world that don't have one employee in them. It's all ran by technology, by robots. If you don't think that's coming here to the US, if you go back and listen to that audio that I did in 2019 and start looking at what's happening right now based on what I talked about, what was going to happen, what's already happening, think about what's going to come now that we have a new administration that is pushing crypto and blockchain technology. So huge changes coming for all of us, okay? All right. Some tips for evaluating altcoins. Now, guys, these are very, 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 very high level, very surface tips. I have a full training. If you go to my website, www.tonyalawrence.com, and if someone else invited you, they can give you their link. But I have a training on altcoin mastery. It's about a 25-minute video, but I give you 5 very detailed steps on how to look at cryptocurrencies. It is, guys, it's the same as going to look at a company that you're going to buy stock for, a company that you're going to invest in. You need to review these companies and analyze them. Please, please, please. Everyone put it in the chat. No social media. Social media is only one factor, only one. And I'm telling you, if you only go by social media and what people are saying on social media, you will ultimately not win. I don't want any of us to be in a position where we're not winning. I'm giving you the tools, all the information you need to be able to win. Okay. So that training, it's a full training, 25 minutes or so, altcoin mastery. I think it's like $25, but I show you how to analyze coins very easily that can put hundreds of thousands of dollars into your pocket. Okay. So just here's 3 real easy things that you need to know. Looking at the team and partnership. Again, something that you would do with any coin or any company that you were looking at putting into your portfolio. I taught my kids about this when they were like in elementary and middle school, how to analyze stocks before they wanted to get something that was new and exciting that everybody was getting, all their friends were getting, they had to get some of the stock. That was the requirement. And so looking at the teams and the partnerships behind the company helps you analyze the experience and what type of collaborations that they have. One of the biggies right now is that XRP. Everybody's heard about that. Everybody on this call should have it already. XRP has over 300 partnerships with companies globally already before this new administration even gave them the all clear. So collaborations will help you identify companies that are solid. Okay. The use case and adoption. This is why I said no for meme coins. Meme coins essentially are like I said, trading cards for baseball trading cards. You want to look at coins and evaluate the problem that the coin is solving. What's its real world use case? Okay, so evaluating that information, is it doing something? Is it helping something? Do they have a team that's actually going to bring it together? And what did I tell you? Everything can change. Block Blockbuster didn't pay attention to the technology, they went out of business. Party City, I've been buying stuff from there. My oldest is 27. I'm 27. She's 27. Go figure. My oldest is 27. I've been buying party stuff out of there for over 27 years to have parties. It's gone, completely gone because they didn't pay attention. So even though you are looking at a coin, it's got a great use case, it has a great team, it does not guarantee anything. Okay, but it gives you the highest chance, the highest probability that you're going to see a return on your money. Tokenomics, understanding the supply, the distribution, the scarcity, the long term value. I go into all of that in detail on the training. But again, this is just a very high level understanding of what you need to look at with the coins. And so I really want you to stay curious, stay informed. Make sure you're exploring, you're doing research. The team has been doing a great job. And when they find articles, they're popping them in the chats. So daily, just come on and look in the free community or in the inner circle, because these people here that are self-proclaimed crypto nerds are finding information, valuable information to share with you guys. Now, we're not going out and finding information that is someone's opinion. It's usually information that's been researched and fact based so that we can share it with the group and you can find credible information in the communities. So, looking at trends, what altcoins are coming about, there is no way anyone with 24 hours in a day can find everything on every coin. There's just so much information being sent out. So having these communities is very helpful. Staying, if you got in here free, staying a part of the inner circle. I'm telling you, the first and the third Tuesday, I do trainings like this to really help you get insight. Go back to the first training. I think it was Tuesday, January 7th, and I give you the formula for building out your crypto portfolio for the year when you become your own 401k advisor. So, in addition to your retirement savings with your company, you have your other savings that is through your crypto platform, and you're able to analyze, track, and put it together based on the training and the tools that I provided in that videos. There's some handouts that you can print out as well. And then take charge of your financial future. Leverage the blockchain, get knowledgeable about it, build a sustainable future because, guys, it is here to stay. And I am, like I said, very proud of everyone that's here. I am always excited, nervous, enthusiastic when I am sharing this information because I want people to have it. I want it to be right. I want it to be great for you guys. And let me go over here and look at this chat, make sure we are on board with any information that someone felt like they needed, further clarification. Yeah, James is the main one. James is the one who was like so skeptical about crypto, and now he is like, I'm a crypto nerd. He loves it. For those of you who don't know James Brent, he's from the DMV area here. He is building a barn dominium project in Texas. It will be one of the first projects that all of the real estate is 10 homes that are being built in this development. All of them will be sold on the blockchain using smart contracts. So, Jimmy, if you want to put your website in the chat so people can look and stay abreast and maybe grab one of them with some of their crypto profits. Yes, Latoya says she needs that information. We all need that information. We're going to support all these projects that are growing around us. Let me see what else we have. Let's go. You said Sean Turner. Yes, Mr. Sean is on it. I think Sean got all the 24 hours dedicated to looking up articles because he has all the good stuff coming to me. Okay, yes, Market Watch. That's a website you guys can definitely look at. Let me see. Any questions? If anyone has any questions that didn't type them down, please feel free to unmute and ask them. Okay, Booman, I see your question. Should we be investing in these altcoins right now going into the bull run? Oh, that is a fantastic question. Thank you for asking. I'm sure someone else had it. So the bull run typically happens, the guaranteed bull run typically happens every 4 years after Bitcoin does what's called halving, HALVING. The halving took place last year, April of last year, 2024. The bull run lasts based on historical information. It usually lasts between 12 and 18 months after Bitcoin halves. And right now we are in month, I think 10, because April would be 12 months. So we're like month 9. And so we have until October. Um, if you're part of the altcoin club, and Boo Man, we can talk about that later, but in the altcoin club, we did a call and an analysis on the coins, what the trigger price to buy them at was, and what the trigger price was to take them out. For anybody else, I'm just giving you the information on what the coins are to look at right now. And so the long answer is yes. Buying them in the bull run is a good time to buy them. Let me see what other questions. Yes, I love this crypto as a way to take back our power. And that's exactly why it was designed. I saw someone giving so much credit to the president today saying Bitcoin was on the rise because of him. Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. I'm like, Bitcoin was like $70,000 a coin before he even got some. So it wasn't because of him. It was because people around the world noticing and realizing that they wanted to have autonomy. They wanted to be in control of their money, their finances, where they send their money, who they give their money to, what they do with their money. They can do that autonomously with digital currency. It's not owned by any central government or any central bank. So let me see. What else? All right, I see some new stuff coming in. Okay, are meme coins at least good short-term investments like a money flip? Um, Keisha sent me that question. So that's a personal choice. Um, my husband will go in there and get meme coins. He gives me anxiety when he does it. It is literally like just going to a slot machine. There are no historical charts, no indicators, nothing that gives you the ability to make an informed decision about when to get in and when to get out, except for what people are saying on social media. And he's not even on social media. So, um, yeah, really, really, really risky. That's just my point of view. And Dr. Rox isn't on here. She's my nutritionist. We're all about keeping our cortisol levels low. And you gonna stress me out, get my levels up, and get belly fat. I don't want belly fat over no crypto. All right. So we're trying to make this all come together. Let me see what else. Top 5 real estate group. Okay, yes, that is James, his Facebook. If y'all want to go check out those properties, the barndominium, there's one that's called the Lawrence. It's the baddest one, as you can imagine. It is black and gold. It's beautiful. Yes, yes, yes. Go check it out. Top 5 Real Estate Group LLC on Facebook. Any other questions, y'all? Any other questions? All right. And so let me make sure. We put the website down here for anyone who needs it. If you need access to the Blockchain Queens Bitcoin Basic course, if you need to get information on the altcoin club, remember I require that you at least take the course and you are educated on what I consider educated on crypto and blockchain, because in that club we have coins that you can purchase. We give the exact time to purchase them, the exact profits or the estimated profits based on historical factors, what the price will be in 1 hour, 4 hours, 12 hours, 32 hours, and 72 hours. And you make your decision based on the historical factors in the chart that they give you, which coins you want to purchase and when to get out of them for the maximum profit. That is a whole separate club that I got to make sure you're ready for it, because those coins move really fast and you got to know what you're doing and be able to make some really good decisions based around it. Uh-oh, we see some updates here. Bitcoin promise fulfilled. Hold on, this just in. I wish I had like a do news thing just in. I missed the information. It's talking about a full pardon for some people, but some Bitcoin information. Can you pull it up for me? I don't see exactly where it is. Hold on, guys. There's a brand new Bitcoin update. My husband just handed me. Oh, okay. The creator of Silk Road, Ross Ulbricht, Ulbrichtcht, President Trump just gave him a full pardon. And he is one of the ones that has made Bitcoin so successful historically. So him having that full pardon, you can expect, when the guys come back out on the streets and they start running it up again. Well, I am sure he's going to run it up again in the tech and crypto space. Um, and so, yeah, Latoya, the headlines have been very, very juicy. Um, and so, really, we just need to keep our eyes focused on what's here for us, what we can control, what we can do about it. Make sure we're putting our money to good use, not wasting it on anything that is going to be a headache for us. And most importantly, the very most important thing, only invest money that you can afford to lose. For everyone, that threshold is going to be a little bit different. Joke with Jimmy and the guys, my husband, they can drink $100 worth of liquor at the cigar lounge and have $200 worth of cigars, and that's nothing for them. And they're at the cigar lounge quite often. So we're talking thousands of dollars a month for them just hanging out watching football games, and then they got to order food, then they got to have something else to drink, and then they got to bring food with them. There's always something. That whole community spends thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars socializing. And so for them, their threshold may be a few $1,000s into a portfolio. For someone else, if your threshold is $5 that you would have spent at McDonald's, make that your threshold. It is way better than having no money in the crypto space at all. And in addition to only spending money you can afford to lose, dollar cost average your way into this space. Don't make emotional decisions. And I go through this in the course that I teach. Don't jump in and, everybody's getting, I better grab it right now. You get Bitcoin right now, let's say at 103,000 a coin, and then next week it goes to 90 and you try to pull it out and you're like, oh, I lost my money. That is an emotional decision, because remember, the markets go up and down just like stocks. If you are buying a little bit every paycheck, whatever your threshold is, if it's 2% of your paycheck, my son with his little bit of money, my youngest son, 19 in college, whenever he gets paid, he has his payments go to Cash App. He sends 5% of his money into a stock portfolio and his crypto portfolio. It's off the top. period. And that's not even including the other cryptos that he buys when he wants to, when him and his friends are talking about it. He's the crypto guy on campus. But having that money go in, he may get Bitcoin at 90,000. He may have gotten some hopefully the other day when it hit 89,000. Then he may get some more at 103,000. He's getting it dollar cost averaging at different prices, just like your 401 portfolio for your job does. No one goes and looks at what's going on with their 401k portfolio. They just know every paycheck, some money goes into it, and that portfolio is building over time. We are building this for long-term portfolios that'll sustain us and it will have a greater return or greater potential for return than other portfolios that we have. So HBAR, yes, I was able to take some profits from my altcoin trading and flip into HBAR. Yes, Latoya is in the altcoin trading club. She is one of the people that gets those signals and is able to, on average, our goal is to get 1% return a day and have that keep compounding for us. Guys, if you have 1% return a day, I know it doesn't even sound like anything, but if you got 1% return a day and you compound that every day for 60 days, your money doubles. Sometimes our returns will be 3%. I think the highest one was 8%. There was one for 15%, but it was for a coin that we couldn't get because the only exchanges you could get it on were in India. So imagine having within 72 hours the ability to get an 8% return on a currency where it takes a year to do that in your 401k. So that's what the benefits are of that club. And then, like she said, she took some of those profits and got into HBAR. Blue Man says he's very high on HBAR too. Any other questions before we wrap up for the night? Yeah, like kudos to all of them. You guys show them some love because that is taking your money and making your money work for you. That is the smartest thing that you can do. And guys, while you have younger children at home that you're supporting to have you as a backbone, teach them these principles. Have them stay home as long as possible. Get their paycheck money, their careers that they've worked for, put that money into investments. Don't spend that money, invest it, and then live off the profits from those investments. You want to teach your kids anything, that is the game changer that sets them up for life. Thank you, Will. Thank you for joining us. I know you've been working crazy hours and shoveling snow. Tell Rox to get out there and shovel some snow too. No, I'm just joking. Don't shovel no snow, girl. Um, all right, guys. Well, thank you so much. I will see you guys all on the next call, and thank you for joining me.